You know, the greatest thing I have to say about my show is behind the scenes, not in front. We should really shoot a show called Behind the Scenes, actually, but I have Kolio with me. Who on earth and how on earth did he get a name Kolio? I don't know what it means or what it is. You know where I am. I'm on the red couch, Peppermill, with Kolio. Now, Kolio, what kind of name is Kolio?
I'm Bulgarian. Yeah.
I'll forgive you for that.
No, thank you, thank you.
Oh, we're gonna have a great show, right?
Very common name in Bulgaria. It's like John here.
I was going to say it's like John or Sam or something like that.
Full name is Kolio Petrov Kolev.
I'm glad you said it. No, I didn't, because I'd really loused it out.
I'd love to hear you try.
Oh, go ahead. What was it again?
Kolio.
Yes,
Petrov.
Petrov.
Kolev.
Kolev.
Oh, you did an awesome job. She's got this.
No, that's because I'm Kolov. That's because I'm European. So we're brought up to actually pronounce things like, well, at least my family did anyway. What on earth are you from Bulgaria doing here and speaking perfect English?
So, we moved from Bulgaria in 1998.
Okay, before my time.
Yeah. Doing gymnastics, circus.
Oh, how lovely. So you were in the entertainment business in Bulgaria?
I was, yeah. So I was born into the circus. I started performing at the age of 6.
Oh my goodness, and what did you do at 6?
At 6, we had a Charlie Chaplin act, and I did horseback. They had this Clydesdale horses riding around the ring.
And you were on one of them?
No, 2 guys jump up on top of that. Another guy in the middle climbs up in between those guys, and I was on the tippity top there.
And at 6 years old, you didn't mind being up there?
No, I loved it.
Really?
Yeah.
You weren't screaming and ranting and raving and like,
no.
what are they doing up there?
No, I loved it. Yeah,
really?
I was a wild child. Yeah.
Sounds interesting, doesn't it? It's getting more, as we go along on the red couch, we're getting more and more interesting. So what do you do now? You're still not up on that horse, I hope.
No. Now I am fully into pursuing my acting career.
Acting, okay.
Yep.
Okay. What, when you say, people are going to be actors and they want this and they want that, what sort of parts do you think, because you're very well dressed, very European actually, he doesn't have the t-shirt and the torn jeans and all that stuff. You happen to be very well dressed, which is very European. When you see yourself going in for parts, what sort of parts do you see yourself kind of going into? Because that's what we kind of do. Yeah.
Personally, I love kind of the bad guy roles.
They're doesn't look like a bad guy though, do you?
They're very juicy to me. I love.
Do you mean CIA, FBI, or do you mean with guns, or do you mean like police?
Yeah. So like the serial killer parts.
Oh, God, this is getting nitty gritty here.
Yeah.
Those. Paying attention.
I love those kind of parts. There's just so much meat to a character like that, and there's so much. It's pretty opposite.
You said you're learning, or you're going into acting. Does this mean you haven't really got into it completely yet, or
I have actually. Yeah. So I was trained at Southern Oregon University, full theater background. So I did voice, movement, performance. And that's where the accent went away, because the Ashland Shakespeare Festival is connected to Southern Oregon University, and so they teach you how to pronunciate.
And I still haven't lost my English accent. And I wouldn't for the world, but I have to go back to England to redo it, to get it back again. Yeah. Because otherwise I lose it, because I certainly don't want to lose it, because I've lost enough of it up here already.
I could go back to Russian accent very easy,
we're going to talk a Russian accent, and I'm going to talk another English accent, which is not like this at all. So you can go back. Oh, so this is the greatest thing about acting, is that you can change languages. I was never too. I'm good at doing English, like a touch of the old Irish. The Irish talk like they've got sort of breath in there.
I wish I could do Irish.
Well,
Irish. It's the Irish.
Yes, just the Irish in there.
You've got to find the Irish in you. It's not quite right.
No, but then you've got a Scottish. Then the Scottish are a little different. That's right. And then you got the cold, blimey, bloody English. You got the East End down there, and they do all this crazy stuff. And then I've got my father's language, which is what I speak every day. Because my father would always correct you. I'm sure your father would too. Yeah. Would he correct you on how you spoke when you were young?
No, not really. We did a lot of gymnastics. So my father was a national gymnast in Bulgaria.
Oh, really?
So if any correction, it was primarily very well known.
What was his name?
Peter Kolev. Yeah.
Peter Kolev. That's much easier. Peter Kolev is a much easier name.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you've kind of fallen into your family's footsteps, which sounds like it wasn't your choice, because you started it so young and you were in the circus. Young.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was born into the circus, and one of the things that translates directly into my acting career now is just the amount of work and practice that you end up putting into that. We'd practice 6 7, 8 hours a day sometimes. And it's the same thing on the acting side as it's not, I was just talking to another actor behind set here, and it's not necessarily about the time that you're spending on set. That's the really quick amount of time when you're in front of the camera.
5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes on camera.
But it's the amount of time that you put behind the scenes when you
to play that part.
And not just on set, but at home too. You're breaking down the character, analyzing the script, you're getting an idea.
Okay, so when you get a script and you're playing this part in this script, so you first of all you read the whole script to adapt yourself as to what you're playing, what you're doing, and what part you're playing, and then you have to read. You have to memorize before.
I do it a little differently. So for my personal method is I try to get to the essence of the scene.
Okay.
And why what I'm saying makes sense.
But he has to. But then you have to know the question he's talking to you. So you have to know his lines before your lines to know when you're in on cue sometimes.
I think if you do it the right way, for me personally, if you do it the right way, a lot of that stuff will happen organically.
Organically, yes.
Yes.
When you know the scene.
Right. If you can get to the essence of what you're doing, why you're there, what your motivation is, what you're going after, why you're going after it, and not just that instance, but what is the overall objective of you as a person.
So you actually are learning or doing already, putting yourself into character.
Right.
And once you're in that character, and you're right, sort of certain things come along that you would normally say.
Right, right.
So it doesn't become...
if you know what your objective and your goal and, the overall life objective of this person, and then the scene objective as well on top of that, and then layered into it is, what your likes, dislikes are, and kind of where you are. A lot of the stuff starts making sense.
And it makes it easier, easier.
Right.
Do you think a lot of people out there don't realize, like you've got people with businesses and you've got entrepreneurs and all the singers and all this, that they don't seem to realize how much work is put into being an actor to play that part?
It seems that way. I've met some who, they say they want to pursue being an actor, but
they don't put the time in.
They don't necessarily realize the amount of time. Or I think the other piece of it is reading books. I took a lot of classes in college and before college for acting, and now as I'm getting into the film acting career side of it, there's still so much work that goes behind. So what have you been doing
before this?
Before the film acting?
Yes.
Actually I'm in wealth management. So I've done wealth management for quite a while.
Now it's becoming interesting because this is where the money is.
Yeah, right.
Well, I've often wondered why somebody else has to manage somebody else's money, because I feel that if they can't manage their own money, then why on earth do they have it?
Yeah, well,
and I'm sure that's a question you're probably asked many times. But I often think, if you've got money and you don't know how to manage it, then what on earth are you doing with the money? Because now somebody else has to manage, and you have to trust that other person. Are you trustworthy? He looks trustworthy, doesn't he?
Do I?
Yes, you do. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, you do. You look very. So, what is the highest amount of money that you are managing right now, of a wealth person?
Right now, I actually am not. I'm pursuing acting
But when you did do that, what was your highest wealth of helping somebody? 10 million
individually.
Yeah.
I would say about 5 million.
5 million.
It's right around
All right, he's worthwhile. 5 million's not bad. It's okay. No, because when I was married, my husband passed away. But when I was married, I used to take care of a lot of the money stuff and everything else, because I'm very good. I like everything very organized. I like to know where everything is. So this is why when I turn around and say, well, if you've got money, you've got to know where it is, especially a woman.
Absolutely.
Believe me, are women weak on that? Are they rely on their husbands?
It's really hit and miss. Some are very strong. I think it's a couple dynamic as well.
So he's talking about women are hit and miss. Well, that's very true. We are definitely hit and miss. You can hit a good one, a bad one, and a different one.
But sometimes you have a couple that, the woman knows where everything is, and the husband just kind of does the business piece of it, is working, and sometimes you have the opposite. The woman's the one that's working and taking care of it.
My husband knew where everything was. It was just a matter of that I would just take care of it. I always made sure he knew where everything was. I did not want to have
that's a big piece of that.
I did not want to have the responsibility of not letting him know where things were and what they were and how much we had and what we were going and what was happening and everything else. That would I would be devastated with that, because I would not like that on.
Well, things happen, and when those things happen, it's been unfortunate where I've seen it. One person maybe passes away and the other person was the one that didn't know. So
does, yeah. So those.
Makes
So
it really
I
tough,
guess what I'm saying out there, make sure the husband and wife, make sure all your financial stuff is very much in order between the two of you. Because when you get married or live together, whatever the case may be, you do become one. So when you become one, you both should know.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Back to the acting. What have you got coming up? Anything coming up?
Recently, I was cast in a film called Attack of the Unknown. The Mahal brothers are producing that and putting it together.
Oh, I know them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a couple of films that are going to be coming out this year. We have Mr. Deshee. It's a film that was shot out in Arizona about
Mr. Deshee.
Yep. It's about an Indian man that comes to the United States and has to cross over the Mexico border. And runs into a whole bunch of trouble there.
Yes,
and
more ways than one right now.
We also have When the Tables Turn. Conrad Glover put that together and produced it.
How wonderful.
And directed that. So that was actually.
So you're in that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you've actually played. Now, have you played like a small featured part or what sort of part?
I've played a feature part, a guest star, and a lead. I'm actually a lead in a TV series pitch right now. I can't disclose.
Right now. So we're just saying pitch right now, but you're the lead?
I am the lead in that,
A
yes.
lead of what you're playing? What sort of person?
I actually can't disclose.
Can't say that
I'm under a non-disclosure
I love this.
agreement.
You know, people making these new movies and all this new stuff. Oh, I can't say a single word about it. I've got to have a zip.
I've got $1 million non-disclosure agreement on it, so they make it pretty tough.
We definitely will be quiet. Okay, but it is coming out there, and you're playing the lead part.
I am,
Well,
yes.
you can't say what lead part he's playing, but it could be FBI, it could be CIA, it could be immigration. Let's not talk about immigration, because that's a story in its own. I mean, someone's going to come out with a movie of that, of the immigration with all these.
That's exactly what this film is, yeah. There's
not too far off, am I?
No, she's on it.
I'm on it.
You're on
because that can be a great movie. I mean, you know,
there's a lot of attention around that. It's a very important topic.
It's a very important topic, but and this is just what I say. Okay, so we don't want a war, we don't want anything. Let's just open all the borders up and let everybody come in and see what happens. I mean, hello.
Could be interesting.
Wouldn't that be interesting? No, well, wouldn't that be interesting as a movie?
Yeah.
Just to say, well, okay, we'll do that.
Yeah.
You know, let's just see what happens. I mean, you know, because I had to, you know, when I came to the country, like, well, I'm sure your family had to do the paperwork.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But anyway, how can anybody reach you? I've gone way over my time with you, but how can we reach you?
You can find me on Facebook at Kolio P. Kolev. You can also find me on Instagram at Kolio P. Kolev and on IMDb at Kolio P. Kolev.
Just remember
and
Coolio.
KolioPKolev.com.
Just remember Coolio. That's all, Coolio. You know, behind the scenes.
Can I spell it out just so people know?
But yeah, Kool-Aid. I call him Kool-Aid. He said, "What did you say?" I said, "Kool-Aid." No, he's not Coolio.
It's Kolio. P as in Peter. KOL. E as in Edward. V as in Victor.com. You can find all my social media links there. Demo reel, etc.
I'm glad he spelled that out, but I really do encourage you to either abbreviate your name or get it shorter or something else, because someone's gonna get something wrong in there. In the meantime, you're amazing, isn't he?
Thank
amazing?
You so much.
Absolutely wonderful.
Thank you. So
Financially,
sweet.
I love it, because when he's going in this movie business, you've got to know where all your money is. That's for sure. Because some of the managers or other people say, "Well, I spent on this, I spent on that." So you're cool. You're cool there. Coolio is cool there. Anyway, absolutely amazing. We'll be right back. Take us live with Ninon.
Thank you so much.
Ты ничего не можешь меня сделать.
In English.
There's nothing you can do to me to make me talk.
We don't want to kill you guys. Give us the money. We'll just go home happy.
I think she was the best one yet. She knew exactly what I wanted.
What the fuck?
That's why I came to you.
What the fuck? Richard? What the fuck is this? Get this shit off, let it go, man.
Stay the fuck down!
Oh, okay. Easy. Okay.
I want to show you something.